I'm gonna make a video about how to make fried rice. You get to see me make my special, hello, my fried rice. Okay. I have to move the camera. I'm not a professional cameraman, I'm just a guy with a cell phone. Okay, hello. Hello, I'm making fried rice. My pan was too hot. I don't know if that shot got the pan. It's really hard to make videos. Now, I'm chopping up some pumpkin. I'm saving the seeds. You can see there. I'm saving the seeds from my pumpkin. I can plant these. I've planted these in the backyard and they actually grow. A little pumpkin seed. Another pumpkin seed. Chop. You can't see me chopping, but trust me, I'm chopping right now. There we are. Chop, chop, chop. Okay, so I'm going to throw these in the pan now. Wonder if I can switch the camera as I'm filming. Okay, splashing some oil. Who's beeping out there? Someone's beeping out there. Okay, I'm gonna try to angle the camera. There we go. Frying some pumpkin. Frying some nice pumpkin for my fried rice. There we are. Hello, now I'm frying pumpkin. Ooh, pumpkin. So I'm going to put a little soy. Oh yeah, it's gonna, oh, a little sugar. I'm hesitating as to whether I should put in the chili. I have chili. If I put it in now in the oil, it's going to smoke up the whole kitchen and make me cough. I've got my old rice. Old rice. I did not leave it in the refrigerator overnight. Some people say you have to do that. That's essential. This is not true. If you don't leave your old rice in the fridge overnight, it will be a little bit wetter. It's a little softer, but that's okay. You shouldn't put freshly cooked rice in the fried rice. That would be weird. That would get very sticky and messy. Otherwise, if your rice is a little bit left over, it's fine to use in the fried rice. Okay, next veggie. I'm going over to the other side of my kitchen and chopping up some bok choy. But you're not going to see me do that because I don't know how to get good shots on my camera. I'm not a cameraman, I'm just a guy with a phone. Bok choy. I'm over here cutting up bok choy. Bok choy. Here we go. The bok of the choy. There we are. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so I don't know if you saw, but I just threw the bok choy in. You still getting a little burnt. One of the reasons I like fried rice is it's pretty cheap to make. And I can just throw a little veggie in there and some old rice and an egg and done deal. It's a nice, easy, cheap meal. I really did burn that pumpkin. You can't really see, but the pumpkin did get burned. I'm sorry. I'm going to scoop out this here this old rice. Old rice. Sometimes if I leave the rice out overnight, it'll turn bad. Gets squishy and stinky and kind of yeasty smelling. It's gross. But it wasn't too hot last night, so the fried rice will be a-okay. Got it in the rice cooker here. Kind of chopping up the fried rice. So once you put it in the pan, you have to kind of chop it around. You chop it around. I have two moves. chop, and then I kind of squish it down. Here, watch this. I'll squish to separate the grains. Okay? So two fried rice techniques right there. Chopping and squishing a little bit. You squish it kind of gently to separate the grains. You can chop pretty aggressively, but when you squish the rice, you squish it down a little more carefully so you're not really squishing it. You're just separating the grains of rice. Okay, it's on a low heat now. It's cooking, it's cooking. I'm going to go over here. I'm soaking the rice pot. You can't see that because I'm not moving the camera around. Whoa, it's overflowing. That would be really exciting if you saw it, but you'll have to take my word for it. Now I'm going to throw away my leftover veggies. I'm going to save some seeds from the pumpkin. I had a pumpkin growing in the backyard, but the guys who mowed our lawn cut them. Just cut the plant down. Ridiculous. Not bringing those guys back. Bunch of rascals. Okay, so it's been cooking a little bit. As the fried rice cooks, it's going to loosen up a little bit. The heat and maybe a tiny bit of the steam from the veggies will actually loosen up your grains of rice. If you see here now, it's a little bit looser. Easier to move in the pan, easier to separate. Now I'm kind of squishing it around. Oh, look at that. I think ideally like a picture book, an exemplary fried rice would have no chunks of clumped together rice without seasoning on them, but I don't mind a little bit of that if I'm just cooking for myself. So, almost there. Looks a little bit under-seasoned. You can have fried rice with too much soy sauce on it, but I like it with a lot of soy sauce. I think it's hard to give it too much soy. And I think it's easy to give it too much sugar. I don't like super sweet fried rice. Some people make their fried rice with a ton of sugar. I don't like that. Not because I'm trying to be so healthy, just because I don't like the taste of a bunch of sugar in my fried rice. So I gave it like a teaspoon or so. Look at me doing a cooking show. Oh, someone give me money for this. So, there we go. It's cooking in there. The veggies are almost done. I'm going to throw the chili flake in now. A little chili flake. You can't see it. There you go. Beautiful chili flake. I'm going to put this in now. I do like it pretty spicy, but if I put it in the beginning, it changes the flavor. So if you put the chili in with the oil when it's frying, you're going to get kind of like a slightly burnt or browned chili, which gives it a particular flavor. You know, it's not bad. But that's the flavor it will give it. If you wait until later, you won't get that, and you won't get your kitchen full of burnt chili smoke, which is probably not fun unless your family's home, and then it is kind of fun because they start coughing and sneezing and running out of the kitchen. It's a good time. Okay, take the cutting board. You can't see this, but I'm rinsing off the cutting board and putting it up on the windowsill because that kind of tricks the ants. The ants aren't too clever, so once it's up on a shelf, they don't really bother it usually. I got my knife. Ooh, a knife. I'm going to put this in the sink. There, you heard the knife go into the sink. Okay, so now I'm making a show of looking at my rice. Ooh, I'm looking at my rice. Just about ready. Depending on the heat, you want to stir it pretty frequently. I haven't been stirring it as much as I should, but you want to do that depending on how hot the pan is. I was able to cheat a little bit with that because it's on the lowest heat setting. If you've made fried rice before, you will know that it sticks. Rice is glutinous. Rice is very glutinous. It's got starch. It is starch. It has sugars in it. And it will stick very, very easily. You can put a little more oil in the pan, but don't put too much oil in because oily fried rice is not good. So you have to make up for that by stirring a fair amount, not getting it to stick. This is about ready. Okay, the final step, the egg. Almost final step. There's another final step after that final step, which is like seasoning it once you put it in the bowl, whatever, dressing it, but second to last step, the penultimate step. Here we go. There goes the egg. I was dumb and I didn't crack the egg into a bowl separately. I should have learned by now that's the best way to do it. You put the egg in a bowl because if it's spoiled, then you haven't ruined your entire batch of food. You should definitely do that. I did not do that. That was a mistake, but I got lucky this time. Okay. So I'm going to show you the pan again. I am moving the camera. Whoa, trying to see what I'm actually doing. Woo, okay, maybe you can see, maybe you can't. I don't know. This whole camera thing is super annoying and difficult for me. So I put the egg over the rice. I let it sit for a second. Now I mix it in. At this point, mixing quickly and scraping the bottom of the pan becomes essential, because if the rice can stick, an egg will make it stick even more. The egg sticks worse than the rice. I'm just kind of distributing it out. I think my stomach is a little bit sensitive to undercooked eggs. As I've gotten old, my stomach has gotten more sensitive. So it used to be I could eat eggs or whatever and be fine, or maybe we get diarrhea and I didn't really care when I was a kid. But these days I don't like that. Or I'm just paying attention to that and trying to be careful. So point being, I cook the egg a lot. You can put the egg in and just kind of like spread it around, distribute it out, and it'll cook. It'll be safe enough for most people. I really go hog wild with cooking the egg because I don't want that egg at all undercooked. I don't like the taste of it either, kind of irony taste of an undercooked egg. So I put it in here. It's cooked now, but I'm still going to leave it in the pan for a minute or two. Make sure the egg is completely cooked through, and it's going to continue cooking when the heat is off. I'm going to put it in a bowl, and once in that bowl, the heat, this is a really weird angle, isn't it? They don't teach you about this stuff in school. Am I going to go on YouTube and watch some YouTube video about how to make compelling content? Get out of here. So, it's a weird camera angle. My deepest apologies that the camera angle is not professional. I'm not a professional cameraman. I'm just some guy. I'm just some English teacher who's making a video about fried rice. What was I saying? So, the rice will continue cooking in the hot pan, depending on what kind of pan it is and what kind of stove it is. Like a cast iron pan that I used to use cast iron a lot. Cast iron will stay hot, as you know, for a long, long time and keep cooking stuff. You take that into account. Once it's sat on the stove for a minute, which it has, I'm going to put it into a bowl. Make sure I'm in the shot. Put it in a bowl. It'll keep cooking in the bowl for a minute. So again, I'm a little obsessive about getting that fully cooked egg, because otherwise I might eat it and then it might not stay in. Yuck. What a yucky thing to say. Okay, I've got my bowl. I like these big bowls. Something nice about a big bowl. It could be the same amount of food, but if it's in a small bowl, somehow it feels less hearty. All right. Transfer this in here. There's my fried rice. It does not look amazing, but I think once I show you the final picture, it will look pretty good. I don't normally cook fried rice with pumpkin. Pumpkin is great. I really like pumpkin for a curry or a stir fry more. It's a little weird with fried rice because pumpkin, when cooked, gets very soft. And that kind of soft, mushy texture might be a little weird with the fried rice. I don't know. It's not my favorite. But it's not bad, and that's what I had in the fridge. I had leftover vegetables. Sometimes you just have a bunch of vegetables sitting in the fridge. There's that race against time to use your vegetables before they go bad. So you don't just have to throw out a bunch of bags of rotten, slimy vegetables that you told yourself you would eat and be healthy and cook for yourself, and you didn't because you got lazy or weirdly resistant and procrastinating about little tasks like we all do. So I had pumpkin. I put some pumpkin in. Here, I'm going to show you a little... it's so dark in here. I need to set up a professional studio. So everyone now is going to set up professional lighting and studios in their house so they can make these stupid videos about fried rice and cooking. And everyone just accepts it. It's normal. They're making videos because everyone is now in a TV show. Okay, so I'm going to put a little more dried chili flake on top, give it a nice dusting. I'm gonna look in my fridge and see if my tofu is still okay. It's like 3 days old. It's been open 3 days now. 2 days, 3 days. So that's a question. Will the tofu spoil or is it okay? Check my tofu. I got this nice package of tofu right here. Give it a sniff. That's fine. That's fine. It passes the sniff test. It is not slimy to the touch. Therefore, I say it's A-okay. I'm gonna give another double check. Yeah, it smells fine. It's not off at all. The nice thing about adding cold tofu to the top of a stir-fry curry or fried rice is it cools it off so you can eat it faster. You don't have to wait around and maybe burn your mouth a couple times because you're waiting for your food to cool off and you're too impatient. Put that on top. I'm gonna put some peanuts on top. I'm mostly vegetarian. Adding peanuts to a dish is a great way to add some protein and of course the crunch and the flavor, etc. I'm throwing away this little package now. Okay, you happy? It's a window into my marvelous life. Here, go the peanuts. Now, I'm pretty lazy about cooking. I'm not careful with my cooking, as you can see. One thing I do is, to save on money, I buy unroasted raw peanuts and I bake them in the oven. I roast my own peanuts. You know, like, I don't know, like a pound or two at a time. Nothing crazy. It's easy, it's cheap, but I learned recently, I've been buying these raw peanuts, just eating them by the handful as a snack for protein and snacking purposes. And I don't know if my wife said something first or I checked online first, but I looked something up and I realized that you don't want to eat raw peanuts. You can get raw peanuts in a lot of Asian stores, whether it's in Asia or in America. They can have. I'm trying to be careful about what I'm saying. They can have contaminants. I'm trying to find the right word. I think it's a mold. They can have mold that grows on them if they are raw. If you buy raw peanuts in bulk, and that stuff is really bad for you. It can give you cancer. So you want to make sure that you do not eat raw peanuts, or if you do, it's very, very unusual. I'm not a doctor. That's my understanding. So you want to roast or get roasted peanuts. So that's why I do that. Spoon. Okay, so this has been a 17-minute long. Good Lord, how did this end up being 17 minutes? Good on you if you watched the whole thing or most of it. So I'm just going to put this down on our very messy kitchen table. Oh no, I'm going to put the camera over here. Yeah, our kitchen table, probably like yours, is super messy. But I'm making a video, so I have to like show off how nice everything is. My nice little setup. Oh God, there's a bug on the piggy bank. Gross. Okay, so here we go. I cleaned off the table a little bit, and I won't show you the really dirty part unless I do because I'm not good with the camera. There it is. Whoa. Look at that. So that's my vegetarian with egg fried rice with a big chunk of tofu. I'll just like cut off or rip off chunks of that tofu as I eat. And again, it's nice because it cools the whole thing down. You can eat faster if you're an impatient eater like me. Okay, that's it.